What's up, everybody? We are back once again on this Friday. Y'all know how we get it in. Um, this is the relationship show. This is where sweet mama really get her thing on. You know,
I
if
don't know about
anything,
that.
if anything else, this show right here is where she really just smiles and it just makes her so happy to do this show. So, okay, who do we have here is the wonderful co-host.
Sweet Mama G.
And you got Baldy E.
Okay, that's how we're gonna do down here in these parts. So I usually start this thing off, but not the relationship show. It's always sweet mama. So go ahead, sweet mama. Handle your business.
Greetings and salutations, YouTube land. Welcome to Street Tactics Radio. Are you for real though? Relationship show starring DJ Concrete, myself, Sweet Mama G, and Baldy E. Welcome to our Friday evening show, 9:30, 10-ish Eastern Standard Time. Please remember, on Mondays we have our quickie shows at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Street Tactics Radio. Our quickie shows Monday, 7:30 ish on Mondays. So please stay tuned. We mix it up. It could be our rap reviews, music reviews, or our relationship topic. So you have to make sure you go in, you subscribe, you like, you hit the notification button in order to get the notification when we come on, so you see what's on and popping with our crew. So to begin it off, I always do a wellness check. So it's been from Monday, technically, we saw each other, from Friday to Friday. How are you feeling from one to five, five being your greatest, one being that you have some things to work on in your life? Wow, we got Perrier water. We blessed. We can full Perrier waters. Yes, brethren.
Rich
Yeah.
people.
No,
Rich
I
people.
had a no, I had actually this was outside in front of my office. It's actually rainwater. I left the top off and then we had a good rain today. And here we go.
All right, Rain Man. All right, Baldy Daddy, what's your rate from one to five on Friday evenings?
I am all the way turned up and I'm a five.
You turned up.
Yeah, all the way turned up. Got my teeth and living good, living good. Highly
All
Right.
right,
favored.
all right,
Uh
brother.
Shouts out to Pokey just popping up in.
Hey,
Hey,
Pokey.
We love
Pokey.
we love our weekly soldiers. We love our weekly soldiers, and we have other people as well, but we can't see y'all. So if y'all comment, we can see y'all and shout y'all out because shouting y'all out is very special to us because y'all are special to us. So make sure y'all comment so we can see y'all and we can shout y'all out. Go ahead, sweet
All
mama.
right.
You were talking about your
So
mental health.
yeah, so also to participate fully, you can go into our chat and you can put how you're feeling from one to five, five being your greatest as well. We'll review, and if you need any additional support, we will give that as well throughout. Also, you may call our hotline that's going to be monitored by DJ Concrete. Monitored. It's 470-493-9928. So please call in once we start our topics for this evening. So also, thank you so much. Hey, Simply 10. Hey, Doug at 4.5. That ain't good. DJ Concrete, you look so sharp as a tack, darlings. How were you feeling with your mental health check-in?
Why you had to say mental health? No, I'm mess with you.
What is that?
I
What are
actually feel pretty
you?
good. I actually feel pretty good. I have no complaints in life because me complaining in life will get me absolutely nowhere. So that being said, I feel really good, and I feel good about our people that's on the live feed. Shouts out to well, I'm gonna just run this because I love shouting out our people. We love our people. Shouts out to Pokey. Shouts out to Dougie. Shouts out to Simply 10, and shouts out to our cousin Bernadette. What's up, cuz, on
Thank
Facebook.
you.
And then also, let's run down the numbers here. Okay. Dougie said he's feeling a 4.5. And Simply 10 Art said she's feeling a 5. And then Pokey said 4.5 tonight, only because I'll probably have to work all night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's unfortunate. But sometimes we
Gotta
got
do
to
what
do
you
what we
gotta
got to
do.
do. Yeah. So
All right.
now,
Thank
cousin.
you so much. And Sweet Mama is feeling five because she is fine. So thank you so much on the check-ins. Continue to check in. Also get ready to call. I'm going to start our first topic. I have two for this evening's. Kind of continuing off of our last relationship show. Just want to keep moving forward with developing relationships. They talk about how summertime, a lot of people don't like to go into relationships because they're gonna wild out over the summer. I don't know who's doing
Mhm.
that. Because most of us are busy working, trying to pay our bills and pay this high food and gas rate. So now they call it the cuddling season that's about to start. So I'm going to
Mm.
start with two just relationship topics that I found, and we're gonna get it a little hot and steamy because I feel a little hot and steamy with my menopause. All right, number one. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Get ready for that number 470-493-9928. Now, honesty and fun tonight.
Right.
How can a relationship survive without complete sexual fulfillment? How can a relationship survive without complete sexual fulfillment? Ow.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, sweet mom. I'm proud of you. Every show I gotta tell you, you always come through. That's just a wonderful thing. Thank you so much, cousin.
You're
So
welcome.
who wanna go first?
Go
Baldy.
ahead, Baldy.
Take
Oh,
Yeah,
it.
we put you on the
okay,
spot.
okay, okay. Can it survive? I think in any situation in a relationship, you gotta have communication. You gotta express what you like, what you don't like. Now, can it survive once you express what you like and someone's not bringing you to your max, your best sexually? Uh, I guess it could. I mean, I think it's not the highest thing on the totem pole. It's high, but it's not the highest. So it could survive. Good communication and definitely compromise. You
Okay.
know, if a woman,
We got an early call already, cousin.
oh
What you
Already.
doing?
wow, yes,
Hello. Are you for real though? Hello. 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 Can y'all hear us?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. Who
How
this?
you doing today? Fat man.
What's going on, fat man?
What's
How are
up,
you?
fat
Look,
man?
actually, mama's cousin.
Oh, okay. All right. Uh-oh. We got VIP up in this piece. So
How you feel? How you feel? What's going
we
on?
good. We good. Hold on one second, fat man, because sweet mom. No, actually, Baldy E was answering a question, and you're more than welcome to jump in on this once Baldy E answers the question. But uh sweet mama will re-ask the question. That way you can get in and give us your view. So go ahead and finish, Baldy E.
I think with good communication, definitely can it survive and good compromise. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you, for example, if you got a woman that don't like to be choked during sex, I mean, and if I was the type of person that wanted to choke a woman during sex, I would have to compromise if I really was happy in other ways in the relationship. I would have to say, okay, well, what's a good compromise for that situation? Is the compromise okay? Maybe not so hard, maybe a little bit softer, or what? So it can survive though. I mean, you got a couple of sexual things that might be a non-negotiable, but yeah.
Okay.
Look at
Um,
Pokey laughing.
yeah,
I'm
so
laughing too because okay, you pointed that one specific thing. I'm like, okay.
I'm just saying. Not saying that
okay.
that's what I like. I'm just saying.
All right. So reiterate that question again,
I
sweet
surely
mom,
will because I don't know if
so that fat man can
Baldy
hear.
heard the question. He done added some stuff in. So
Right.
the question is, how can a relationship survive without complete sexual fulfillment?
Well, I don't really think it could survive, honestly. My opinion, because sex is a big thing in a relationship. Like Baldy said, it might be a female he might meet that loves being choked. I like choking females. I love everything sexual. I just don't do ain't nobody putting nothing in my butt. But
Oh,
that's where I draw the line. But other than that, I'm open to a lot of things sexually. Like you might have some females I know who don't like kissing during sex. That's a bummer for me. I'm a kisser, so that's just like turn a man off. Like you got some women who don't like giving head. That's why men be getting prostitutes just to get head. So a lot of things could mess up your relationship. And you ain't sexually feeling me, then you can go somewhere else to get
right.
prostitutes for that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Whoa.
Y'all don't know what y'all drink. Oh, this must be late night with the freak show. Okay. So let me ask you a
Sex
question to
is very
follow up
important in a
just to get
relationship.
some information. So so eventually most marriages or relationships as a person gets 60s, 70s, the sex is reduced or probably to nothing due to maybe health issues or whatever. Do you think you have to like that person beyond sex in order to stay and maintain these relationships?
Of
Definitely.
course.
Yes. Definitely.
So Pokey said it probably won't survive because most people don't like each other anyway and continue on because they have children or they have a long history. Sex is in relationship is very important. Is it sex or sex and maybe intimacy?
Mm,
I see it's intimacy. That's more important
yeah.
than sex.
Yeah. The intimacy will make the relationship survive.
More so than sex
Yeah,
or just as much?
Mm,
way
I
more than
think
sex.
now. I think now at the age we are right now, yes, it's important. Sex is super important. As far as it's on the same level. Well, I'm gonna say this: the intimacy is more important, but right now, sex is an important thing too because of our age. But when we get to be damn near 80, I mean, I don't think we gonna look at the intimacy as being more important because you gotta like that person. You gotta wanna just hang out naturally with that person and be with them. If I hate my wife, I mean, when we get to be 80, we're gonna be sleeping in separate beds and not getting along. I mean, it's gonna be a worthless relationship.
I get it. And a lot of times when and knowing the history of some people and in conversations, most people split and go separate bedrooms anyway for different reasons. You hear like a
Right,
lot of time it's medical reasons. They might be on
right,
CPAP machines, have sleep apnea, maybe some urinary issue, incontinence issue, pee in the bed. That's what incontinence means.
right.
If you don't know what incontinence means.
We know what that means.
Or
We
like when
know.
women go through hot flashes or things like that, she want the fan on 10 and the man freezing to death. So, sometimes they kind of split during those
I like it
years,
cold. I like it cold.
the 50 plus. So Fat Man, did you want
Yeah.
to make a comment?
I mean, being a man that's 38 with sleep apnea, before I did get my sleep apnea machine, I done ran a couple women out the room just with my snoring alone. So some people wanted to choke me out. So yeah, I felt like once you bring out that intimacy, that kind of does like make you look at a person just as, for me, a sex partner.
I
I
can
don't
agree.
see no, yeah, like they not turning me on. Like it's the difference between for me getting me horny and turning me on. Like I don't see you as a partner something longer than beyond sex, and I couldn't be with you at all.
Mm-hmm.
All
All
right.
right.
Hey, Baldy, your microphone is still crunching a lot. So if it's something you can do, that'll be cool.
Okay. Let
And
me
then we
log
have
out. I'll be back.
okay.
All right.
Tony said that he was already told that we're going to be getting it in during our 70s.
Nothing wrong
And
with
then
that.
also, what'd you say, cousin?
Nothing wrong with that.
Right. And then what was it? Dougie said if you do make it to our 70s, you're gonna be rubbing pants. See, what that is what goes around comes around. So we was doing it when we was younger, and it came back to life. So all right. We just waiting
Street
on Baldy.
Tactics, we
Huh?
see something on your screen.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? This thing. Hold on one second. Y'all can finish talking.
So, Pokey, and let me keep it real. They probably love each other, but if you notice my comment, what they don't like each other, that's a big difference. You can love them and not like them. That is true. Or you can like them and not love them on the flip side. Pokey, I'm going to be getting in my 60s and 70s until death. Get it in could be more than just the penetration, it could be other things. So, Concretes, would you like to answer?
Sure, I'll answer. Definitely intimacy first, and then just all that is important to me. Like, you know, having sex, or if you want to call it making love, is so important to the relationship and also for your health. And a lot of women also, when you just stop, right? When you stop, Cuzzy is just waiting for me to clip up on something. But when you stop, that's not good for y'all. You know what I mean? You get all these women out here talking about I'm celibate and all this old stuff.
I could
They
say
just
who's
don't know.
talking.
I'm just saying they be saying all that stuff. And the crazy thing is that when they go to try to be intimate again, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be uncomfortable. Because if you don't use it, you lose it.
No, baby. No,
You know
baby.
what I'm saying?
No, no, sir.
It is. Go ahead. Be hard headed.
It's just like riding a bike, Daddy.
Okay.
Just like
All right.
riding a bike.
Anyway, don't listen to that. Just like anything else, you don't get if you don't use it, it get dusty.
Well, something gonna clean them cobwebs. Listen, it
Yeah,
may
all right.
not be your main stick, but it's something. Don't
Well,
I'm gonna
don't
guess
say
don't
what?
this.
fuck with the celebrity. Celebrity might mean they're not touching a female or human touch or male touch, but don't think they ain't got some other equipments. Self pleasurings.
And
I'm gonna
don't
say
you
this
know
like that.
this is
Yep. Ain't nothing wrong with that 10 speeds, baby.
But I'm gonna say this: intimacy is the most important piece of it. I mean, it is. I mean, if you don't have intimacy, like Fat Man was saying, it's just gonna be sex. I mean, if you don't really kind of like that person other than sex, I mean, it's kind of worthless in a lot of
right.
ways. After a while, after the first couple of times, it's just like you're not even looking forward to seeing the person again or doing anything with them or anything.
Right. Shouts out to my big brother Craig for just popping up in the building. What's up, big brother? Um,
So for sorry, concrete.
are you good?
So for the intimacy part,
Mm-hmm.
name something that you all like to give us some ladies some tips on intimacy with a man. Fat man. Are you still there, Daddy?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I saw you still there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's something you like for a woman to do as far as intimacy with you? What do you like?
Well, I'm mostly like, well, but if I like intimacy, it's kind of like feeding into your love languages. Because
Mm-hmm.
mine is like quality time and like physical touch. I'm a big person when it comes to like just knowing what I like. Like if we just sitting around watching movies, eating snacks, spending time together, talking on an open level, that's intimacy to me. Like it's all about trust. Like, if I can't really trust you, I can't let you in. So I'm still learning intimacy. I am like the youngest in here, so I'm really still learning a lot. But when it comes to me, that's what I like. I like just peaceful. You know what I mean?
Just
That's
peace. You
that's a
said just like peacefulness.
yeah. He like peacefulness
Yeah,
because
like I don't like all the nagging, the fussing, the drama. I don't like that.
People frustrating you. man.
Yeah. See,
Whew.
and we have Wendy Smith said exactly, and she said she loved that. You know what I'm saying? And every I'm sure every woman loves that. You know what I'm saying? But like I like that too. You know what I'm saying? I like just peacefulness. I don't have time for all the drama. Like it's easy to get drama these days. You see what I'm saying? It's easy and you just get sick of it and you don't want no part of it. I mean, now I do peaceful things in life and simple things in life and just to get away from it because it's just I'm serious. There's some stuff that we eating and going around in the air that's changing people and it's so unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, but what you're gonna have to do, especially if you're a single man or whatever, and you getting ready to meet somebody else or whatever, you got to make sure you stay on your P's and Q's. And this is actually for women also. Like, well, let me speak from a man part because I can't really go down on the woman part, whatever, so much. But I'm just saying, like, fellas, if y'all meet some woman and when she start doing things that you got to have your list ready. If she start doing those things that you don't like, do the Michael Jackson and moonwalk. Go back, leave.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Don't be ready to leave when you first meet them. So, but
Yeah.
women, y'all gotta be ready. Y'all gotta be ready. Y'all gotta leave y'all masculine energy somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Become a woman. Look up women. I don't care if y'all go back to the 1950s list. Go back to the 1950s list and look at what a woman is, and then y'all can, work it into y'all schedule.
Okay, I got a good question
That's
for
your.
everybody.
That's
I
it.
got a good one. So, what if someone were to ask you about your credit score after 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks of knowing them? Say you've seen them in person, you've been to their house, and they said, "Wow, I'm trying to get my credit score to an 800." Are you at an 800? Would you feel okay divulging that information, or would you feel like, "Nah, I don't really want to give it," even if they giving you theirs? How do you feel about that?
So,
Before you
so
answer that, shouts out to Nicole Nikki on Facebook. Go ahead. I'm sorry, cousin. I'm real
you
sorry.
want so somebody approaches me about with their credit score and they ask me about mine after 2 weeks of knowing them.
And you've been to their house, or you've been out with them, or whatever,
After 2 weeks.
after 2 to 3 weeks.
2, 3 weeks, 2 months. Listen, my daggone CPA don't know all that. You think I'm gonna tell somebody after 2 weeks? No. For what? What's the purpose of that? I don't understand. What's the purpose? You're
Even if
getting
they divulge theirs, right?
they can divulge all they want. I want to. Okay, if you want to get the information out, I will take the information. I'm like, well, I don't know what my credit score is because why are we even talking about that? I don't even know you. I don't even know your favorite color, probably. You want to know my credit score? Are you like a scammer or what you looking for? I'm not co-signing no cars or putting no electric bills in my name. Why you want to know what my
Cuzzy,
credit
just
score is?
just get him the card, cuzzy. Golly.
Oh no, sir.
Anyway,
I got 3,000
um,
points on my own car note. No,
well, Dougie said that 7 year relationship he was in, and they never argued.
I don't know what kind of woman you had.
Yeah, where they at,
They might
Doug?
not argue, but they fuss.
Right.
We ain't getting married, Dougie, because
Right.
we gonna argue. We about to
I
start
think I
arguing right
think
now.
I think the
Um,
biggest thing, like that man said, you want peace. Like at our age, once you get past the 30s, we'll say once you get into your 30s, you want peace with people. You don't want a whole bunch of rah rah stuff. You don't want to be fighting over little silly stuff. You want to spend quality time with a good person where you can have good conversation. It can be peace. It's not frustrating. You're not leaving that house or they're not leaving your house all upset. You just want to enjoy that person. It's paying attention to that person. What is their favorite color? What do they like to do? I mean, damn near, I'm going to say once you get to a point in a relationship where you can damn near order that person's meal for them. If they go to the bathroom, the waiter or waitress comes and says, "Hey, what are you guys ordering?" You can almost order their meal for them. That's really paying attention to a person. That's really knowing a person, knowing what they like.
I
right.
think
Well,
in our age group, a lot of and I'm not going against the women today, but a lot of women and me having discussions, they they ask those questions to poke at men. They want to cause a controversy, or they trying to poke into. And I get it about getting to know someone, but sometimes that's a little bit too fast, especially about the credit score thing. They like to ask you little questions just to see how you gonna react. Are you gonna be a guy that's gonna fly off the handle? Are you gonna stop talking to them? They want to poke you to see where you at with. I guess like if you make them cry or you don't answer it correctly, and are you gonna woo 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 them or whatever?
Or if you're an alpha or a beta.
Right. Okay. There we
That's like
go.
that's like
There we
DJ
go.
Concrete said. That's like testing your masculinity.
Look,
Right.
alpha or beta, baby.
And see, when if a woman is doing all that, she plotting. She is plotting, like, again, like many people, even like Pokey said, what their finances have to do with anything. Well, she said none of that finance stuff should come up unless you're preparing for marriage. And then even Wendy Smith said, "Who cares if you tell her? It means absolutely nothing if you are not going to work out." I'm thinking she's talking about tell her your finances or your
You tell 'em
the
like shit.
you know, but anyway, yeah, that is like a bit too much. Like I wouldn't tell him like that right there is a turn off immediately. It's over, done, walk away, because obviously that's the more important things on her mind about, bigger than intimacy and just, just getting to know you and everything. So if that's where her mind is, or that's what she asked you, that's where her mind is.
Because what if your credit score is a 5 or 490 and hers is a 800? She gonna say, "Oh, check. That's on my checklist. Boom, let me go." You know, let that guy
Right.
go. So is that? I mean, with the purposes, but after 2 weeks, and let me say this, and this one for the school. I ain't even tap that thing. No, thank you. You don't need to know about my credit score. I might not. You might not be all that great. Speaking.
So what if y'all did do something and he wasn't that great? Cuz what you gonna do? I mean, how you gonna feel about that? Would
Wait
you
a
be
minute. In
highly
what
Oh,
context we
don't get
talking?
shy now. Don't get
Yeah,
You
shy.
the
the
one said
credit
it.
score
You
in reference to the intimacy.
Nah, we talking about, you just said, talking about hitting something. And what
Yeah,
if
I'm
he had
not.
already hit something and his credit bad and everything? What you gonna say? What's the problem?
I ain't got nothing to do with that. What I got to do with me? I ain't
Oh,
married to him.
now, so now
Then
all of a
what?
sudden,
I'm an
if
alpha.
okay, all right, that's fine. But I'm just saying that you just said
No,
if
I did.
the credit score is not good, then you're not gonna let him,
I said not
hit
me.
it.
I'm talking about that could be why the woman wanted to check the guy off if he had bad credit. I didn't say me because I don't know about my credit either. But I'm talking about that's women baiting to see if his credit score is bad because maybe they had another dude before who had bad credit or poor credit, and they probably was buying them all these gifts and bikes. And I hear a lot of foolishness, paying for tuition and buying them motorcycles, what's them Harleys and choppers or whatever they are, and then the man turn around and leave them, and you stuck with all the stuff on your credit.
Well, that's a good point, cuz. But sometimes y'all women, y'all don't know what y'all want. Sometimes y'all looking at the man's shoe size, y'all looking at the print in his pants. What else?
Yeah,
What else?
especially at church. I do that
What
especially
else?
at church.
He
Uh,
wants to look how big his hands is,
yeah, looking at his
It don't
hands
make
and
no
all that stuff.
difference. That's old
his
school.
genetics, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
Women
That's
crazy.
try to
old
judge us
school
off of a lot.
remedies. Hey, that's old school stuff. Like, it's like, oh, if
But a
he
lot
too
of women
dark, the
still do
baby's gonna be dark. If he too short, I mean, our uncle was short as I don't know what, concrete tall. So that didn't make a
I
difference.
mean, I'm
People
not
used to
that
say that.
tall.
You ain't
I ain't
short
got
as your
nothing. I
daddy.
got I got to live with. Yeah, I'm taller than my father, but I'm just saying I got to
Exactly.
live with what I got. Like my
Exactly.
hands are small. Um, my shoe size is small. Uh,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care.
Right.
I'm gonna live.
Yeah, but that's old antics from back in the day. People think that it listen, once you get to know from a female perspective, once you get to know a man and things, some of that stuff you be like, oh, well, that's something people say, oh, his big feet is big head. Nah, because it's some jokers surprise you. You get that surprise. Whoop.
Okay. Well, check this out. Wendy Smith said, "Or what if the person has a 400 credit score, but the sex was a 10? What you gonna do, cuzzy?
What is Cresco got to do with his yang that I'm trying to get? I don't understand what you're talking about. I mean, that's something he needs to work on. Again, I have nothing to do with his credit. It depends on where we're floating with the situation. Now, let me tell you, is the difference between he's Bay or Boo. Bay is somebody that's your
Your significant
casual
other.
encounter. Your boo is like your husband, wife, your significant other, you're dating that person.
Hmm.
And that's something you can always work on. I'm not saying I got an 850 or whatever, but it will matter once if we're developing into a certain type of relationship. If we're just doing long term or
Can
we,
you can you
casual,
repeat? Can you repeat relationship again? How you said it?
no, relationship. So casual relationships. I'm off of work, so I don't have to talk proper now.
Oh, okay.
Um, it doesn't make a difference. It depends on what your connection with the person or what are you doing with that person.
All right. Well, uh, Miss Wendy brought out another point that y'all girls do. I mean, not girls, y'all women do. Y'all go and look at people's sweatpants. If guys wear sweatpants, a great sweatpants, then y'all looking. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking
Y'all
whether
think
they
y'all
got
slick?
on
They
black
they
pants,
they they, they sweatpants look
all
like
of
our
it.
sundresses.
Exactly.
Listen,
Exactly.
I'm looking at the hoochie shorts. I'm looking at whatever. I'm at the church looking. So I'm going to look whether we got
Oh
a suit on
Lord, at
or
the
the
church.
sweatpants.
All right.
Oh
What Dougie
Lord.
said. How about if they got a low credit score? You help them come up on it. What you think
Okay,
about
I
that,
was sent to
cousin?
the credit management people.
Oh, I
Yes,
with that.
Right.
I had
there's nothing
females do
wrong
that
with
to
that.
me. Help me with credit scores.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong. If you're trying to build and everything, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
some
Because
because
nobody's perfect.
yeah, and then sometimes, you can sit back and y'all can have a wonderful relationship, and then you can say, you know what? Um, I really put my foot in this relationship and I appreciate what I've helped to do and what he or she becomes after working with, y'all two working with each other.
absolutely.
So
I agree with you, Concrete. That's one of the best things you ever said on the show. Be respectful. No, that's real shit. Don't do that. I'm
well thank
appreciating you tonight. I'm appreciating you and your
all
different
right.
views tonight. I'm appreciate you. You ain't
Well
gonna get that
thank
at
cuz.
all.
I mean, you making me melt over here. Thank you so much, cuz.
See?
I ain't lying.
Hmm. No, but
Uh
seriously, if you're going in that direction to be in a relationship, not just a casual relationship, yes, it's no problem with working with folk or you all going to credit management or housing workshops. It's nothing wrong with self improvement, self enhancement on both parts. Even if you have an 800 credit score, maybe go to a workshop that can take me to 850 or whatever. So it's about partnering up, learning from each other, bouncing great ideas off each other because not just your intimate partner, it's your friends. I don't talk money or credit with certain one of my friends because that's not in their mind mentality to handle. I'm going to talk to my intelligent friends that's going to tell me, look at Bloomberg, are you saving your money? What are you doing? Hey, this is a great download. So I'm not going to talk about my money with everybody.
I mean, the thing is, you have to. I mean, I agree with Sweet Mama. You have to look at your audience. You can't talk money to people that are sitting back, not doing anything, and being broke. You just can't do it. I mean, you have to talk money to people that are trying to do things or that have achieved the goal that you're trying to reach. If you're trying to own commercial property, you're going to go talk to a specialist in commercial property, someone that has obtained wealth in commercial property, that has actually purchased a piece of property. If you're trying to get a better credit score, you're going to talk to somebody that you know has a pretty good credit score. I mean, you're not going to just say, hey, I know that you're really bad with money. Let's talk about money. No. I mean, that's just not how it goes out here.
and see sometimes see hold on, first let me shout out my baby sister Ning. Hey Ning. um
Yeah.
okay, and shouts out to Steve Grant. I don't know if I missed him or not, whatever, but here's the thing. What if you run into a woman that got her stuff all together, credit, a home, all this old stuff, and then the guy's he's a little younger and really don't have anything? What do y'all think about those type of relationships? Because I'm
Can
gonna
they
tell you
work?
right now. You said, can they work?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I mean,
They're gonna work for a short amount of time, and what's
right,
going to end up happening is that woman, she's going to end up making him a son husband,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
she's going to be
agree.
sunning him.
I
She's going to be
agree.
sunning him all day long. You understand what I'm saying? So
I agree.
right.
uh and then some women feel good when they find like a person that have less, and they can just sun him all day long. You know what I
Or
mean?
make
Beta
them a
him.
project.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes, well, those relationships only work for a certain amount of time though.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then Dougie said, did Moses' wife ask him about his credit score?
Well, guess what? Wasn't no credits go back there, Dougie. This is nowadays, 2020.
It might have been on the scroll, cousin.
On the stroll, yep. And she was the helpmate, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was the helpmate. So she don't ask about nothing. She need to be doing her
Right.
duties.
Dougie don't start him off tonight. He's
Well, I
doing
feel
good.
that. I feel that a lot of times us as people, we look at everything like it's a business. But do we genuinely like these people? Genuinely speaking, do we like this person? Like, do I like the things about this person, or am I trying to align my finances with this person only? I'm not against aligning finances. I feel like we do need to be somewhere similar on the same accord or building toward the same goal. But I genuinely have to like this person. I have to have intimacy. I have to have commonalities with the person. Things that we can talk about, things that we can do outside of business. I can't come home and say, "Hey, did you look at the stock report today?" And
Hmm.
we talking that in the bed or anything like that. I mean, you want to have somebody that you can enjoy life with. That's what finding a partner is all about. Someone that you can enjoy the rest of your life.
I mean, I agree with that as well, but me, just some of my views are a little different on it. But
Mhm.
let's say if the woman is working or whatever, I mean, if y'all came in a relationship like that, then I guess that's cool, and then y'all work it out a little bit later. But um, I don't want to be the one sitting in there and she telling me I've been through that before, and she telling me about work and all that old stuff. First of all, she shouldn't be at work. Tell me about what's happening here. You see what I'm saying?
You was doing
So,
good. You was doing real good.
well, I'm limited. I am limited. I can be good for 10 minutes max.
You not you yeah, we tried.
So, what I'm saying is, and honestly, to be honest with you, I look at things a little bit different now. When we were young, we was if you 25, you looking for a woman about 25, 26, or 25, 24, or whatever. Honestly, y'all women need men that's like maybe 5 or 10 years older than y'all. And that's where a lot of problems become. I'm telling you. And the reason why I'm saying this is because women mature faster than men. So if you want to get a little balance in that, and sometimes you got dudes that's 50 years old act like kids.
You better
You
preach
see what I'm
that guy.
saying? Right. So to my point is, honestly, y'all need to find, if you got a man and he's, you know, um, this certain age. And I'm talking about when you're in your 20s and 30s and stuff like that, maybe even 40, that y'all need to make sure that y'all get a man with a little space in between y'all in age, because it could it can make the relationship work better.
What about a woman that's at 50? How old should she be looking for? I want to hear this one.
If she's single, tell her give it up.
Give what up? Give what up? What's she giving up?
Looking for somebody. Okay. Wendy Smith said, I hate when a woman has all that concrete said, and now is put in on a role that isn't hers. Yes. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, let's be real. Let's be real. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. If I didn't have to work, I ain't working. So why do y'all women think that y'all gotta work? You see what I'm saying? It's the fear that's making y'all think, and I get it. I do, because a lot of dudes out here need work. A lot of dudes shouldn't even have a female friend. They shouldn't. They should just, work on themselves first and then get a woman, not just get a woman because a man's supposed to have a woman. You see what I'm saying? So, and that actually affects a lot of women. It breaks a lot of women, and it puts them in fear that I don't want to invest this much in this next relationship because this relationship did this to me. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know, cousin. You can
Come on,
What?
sweet mom, bring it.
I ain't got
Join.
bring it.
no. I've been working since I was 14, so I don't know.
Okay. Um, I'm just saying you should try it one day. Try to
Try
find
what?
yourself like this good guy, and then let him take care of you and watch. You're gonna be like, man, what was I doing all them other 50 years?
Okay. Okay, whatever. All righty. We're going to our second. Y'all ready for the second one? This is in relation to almost, but not about sex. This is about more in depth relationships.
Hold on, cousin. You're doing good. But hold on one second. Let me just read these. We forgot these comments. Pokey said, I don't want no house, man. I would rather be the one in the house. Okay. That's a woman, a woman wanting to stay in her feminine, I'm assuming. Um, Wendy said, I love it. I am ready to stay home. What's the credit score again? But I mean, seriously, y'all, like, women need to really look at reality and say, you really don't want to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're not supposed to be out here working. That working stuff started back in the 19, I think it was 20s or 40s, when women, during the wartime, when women got put in factories. They were at home at first. And then they got put because of the war. They had to work. And then y'all just kept it on. And now to this generation, y'all think that's how it's supposed to be. And it does not. Y'all supposed to be home taking care of these men. Men used to die faster than be the first one that die. You know what I mean? Because men will be out there working and taking on all the stresses of running a family, or not running a family, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, taking care of his family and everything. But I guarantee you, in a couple more years, the women are going to be dying before the men
Nope. Because
because
Oh
you
they're
know
not taking
why?
on
Lord.
all this
You
work.
know why? Because women go to the doctor more. We take care of ourselves. We make that money so we can go to the spa and relax. We do different things too. Because that's something. Listen, I was before we came on. I was telling Baldy. I don't know. He went off camera about somebody. He's 50. He's my age group, and he got kidney stones. A lot of men in that 45 to 51 age range has more testosterone issues, prostate cancer, cholesterol, diabetes, weight management issue, impotency, ED. Let me run it down. Not saying that women don't have it, but we're more prone to go work out, exercise, to walk. Even Baldy say when he's out working out, he see more women walking than men. You may see one or two men, but you might see 20 women. So we are more prone to hang out, go to jazzercise. I'm talking my age. Go work out, try to eat healthier,
Go to the
go to
pool.
spa days, do more relaxation techniques. Guys, just like we saw in our previous show, they drinking, skin look terrible, they're not taking care of themselves. They're eating, not trying to prepare meals. They pick it up subs and pizzas and all this stuff. Yeah, it's not a balance with a lot of men. It's just not, and that's just dealing
That's
with
true.
some.
Yeah, it is a big drop in testosterone that's men nowadays. And a
Yeah,
lot of men who just not as mentally or even emotionally strong as my grandfather and my father that I grew up with and that I know. A lot of men now is just soft. In my opinion, it's very, very soft. And that got a lot to do with generational curses too.
mm,
Because if our fathers wasn't there, we really don't know how to be men. So it's
Right.
like with us younger men, as myself, we're basically just freeballing. And the younger we get, the worse we get. We only have male figures like rappers and some entertainers we see on TV. So once they be talking about F this female, F that female, that's the mentality that we keep. So we don't got nobody really telling us how to treat a woman or how to take care of ourselves as men. Try to what vitamins to use to raise our testosterone, how important testosterone is in us, and things like that. We just know, like you say, fast food. I eat a lot of fast food. I'm very overweighted, but I understand the effect it do on my body.
mm-hmm.
That comes from a lot of self awareness. It's a lot of young people who don't know that. You might just tell a young boy that's 15, like, oh, you fat. You need to lose weight. They're gonna look at you crazy. They're gonna play Fortnite and eat pizza all day. Got a
Mm-hmm.
13-year-old in this room right now. That's the same way. So it's like it's more about like what DJ Concrete was saying. Like it's a man's role to protect, provide, and lead. But there's a lot of us now that don't know how to do that
Mm-hmm.
because nobody's really teaching us.
One, two.
Like we don't have the same like TV shows like the Cosby shows that was teaching us the values of family. Now everything you see now is just gangster.
I
And that's
agree.
what we're programmed to become.
And to piggyback on that, Fat Man, when I think was it the last show or the show before that where we talked about family. The family the family doesn't really it's really not out here anymore. I mean, we don't see those families doing family things, not going to Walmart, or we see a lot of women going with their kids or men just going to these places, but we don't see the family atmosphere anymore. We don't see having Sunday dinners together. We don't see, the neighborhoods taking care of the neighborhood. It's just out of control. And when you look at other cultures, it's completely different. They value families. When you talk to people that are from other countries, India, places like that, they value that family unit, but we don't seem to value it. We value the money and we think money matters when it really doesn't if you don't have family. If you don't have anybody to share it with, it really doesn't, there's no value to it. You're buying a whole bunch of stuff that you're not going to probably even use, and it's just stuff. If you have nobody to share those times and those moments with, they're irrelevant. Nobody was put here to be by themselves. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think that you do have a lot of women that are doing things on their own, raising young boys, raising young girls. I mean, without a father figure, which is sad. I mean, I think that definitely you need those strong figures in your life. Thank goodness you have people that have fallen into those roles as uncles and aunts, and to actually pull those families together.
One, two.
But it's just sad that it has to be like that. I mean, I don't share all the concrete views, but I mean, men do need to protect their women. Put it like that. Definitely. I mean, I would never. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Uh, I mean, I agree. Like, it's not enough male roles on TV to show men how to be men. I mean, you got some real emotional folks out here running around these streets. I mean, I mean, it's very sad. I mean, people getting their feelings over every little thing, and it's not even that serious. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I don't have the answer on how to fix it. I mean, I can tell you some ways that it could be possibly looked at, but a definite way of fixing it, it's going to take a lot more. It's going to take time.
It's going to take shows like this and conversations. Conversations need to be had. People need to know it's okay to, develop other relationships with other males and adults. And I'm not talking about sexual. I'm talking about join men group,
Hmm.
go to therapy. Um, there's good reading literature. Watch videos, and I'm not talking about rap videos. There's if people don't want to go out and join groups. There are a lot of social media type videos, informational type videos to show you. Start connecting with, maybe some individuals you're cool with. Stop spending so much time in the house playing Fortnite, back whatever they playing, all these games. Get out. If you have kids, and let's say you're a single dad and you have a child, take them out to the park. My dad always took me. My mom worked on Saturdays. He used to take me to the park. I learned how to pitch horseshoes. I learned how to play softball even as a female. My dad didn't limit me because I was a female or a girl. I was holding the carburetor with the screwdriver with the Volkswagen Bug and pumping the gas 3 times and learn how to change the tire. Because guess what? I was there. You gonna learn, and it is what it is. But we have to take time to grow our relationships with our families, with our children, even extended family. I have individuals who became extended family who I cherish more than some of my family members because they're not around. I call Baldy more like a brother than my own half siblings or what have you. So it's just, Concrete and I grew up together, lost touch, but he's like my brother that get on my nerves too. So it's just like that with those
I'm
in the,
sorry.
but you got to be open and responsive to wanting to gain relationships. I have a male child. My son is 29. Baldy came into our life. My son was going through high school and teenage. And I wanted to choke the hell out of him. I didn't want to talk about his balls and sex and condoms and all stuff. That was like a tough subject because I don't have none of that. I can tell you what to do with it, but I didn't have that personally to know how that feels as a man. So to have somebody that my son could go to close in age and my dad, because my dad, he the pastor retired. He don't want to talk about that, So having another man, because I could say something to my son, he'd be like, "Ow." Baldy can say the same thing. He's like, "Oh, really?" Concrete the same way, same way, and he has
Can y'all
male children.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
and see you.
we
Okay,
Thank
hear
you.
you.
I apologize. My camera went out on the other
We
one, but
see it.
I was going, but I all I'm doing is I just created another screen just so that I could be on. No, I'm with you, cousin. I'm with you, cousin. And it makes all the sense or whatever. But you know, I mean, let's. Did you want to finish saying something else, cousin?
I'm
I was.
old and I'll forget you interrupt me. Shit.
No, I was
Um,
just because I was being quiet and I
no,
didn't
but
know if
but having those relationships, I'm very fortunate to still have my dad. He's like 80. But some people lost their parents young, or we don't have the old granddaddies and stuff like, what you said back in the day, and uncles. I had a whole bunch of uncles that my grandmother birthed, and they had all these children that created this, you know, these families where you see the cousins as next generations, but we don't have even the next generation of guys that's in their third. I think they'd be more in their 30s and maybe early 40s that get together on often. Do you all call each other? Do you all try to hang out? Do y'all do like little groups together? Start a family male bonding group. I don't know. Just trying to give you some suggestions, not just to drink and smoke, but to do some other thing. Won't y'all go work out together? Hey, every other Saturday or the first and third, create like a bonding. Take all y'all kids and y'all do something with them as the fathers, and maybe your other cousin can show you some different things. Go visit a family member out of state, maybe another cousin. We got cousins all over. So just trying to come up with ideas to make those bonding situations um, for you men who say, you don't have people to be in your life.
uh
I agree.
also, Pokey right here said, I have way more family that is not blood than I do
Mm-hmm.
that is blood. And
Right.
sometimes it ends up like that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fortunate enough to come up in a family that I mean, we are very close. And I love my brothers and my, brothers and sisters, and we are close. And we don't do a whole bunch of bickering. We catch up with each other a lot of times. Hey, how you doing? Da da da. Find out, make sure all of us are good in health and in mental health and physical health. And then
Mm-hmm.
we keep it going, and we have a great relationship, all of us. So I appreciate how mother, my father and mother raised us or whatever. And I just appreciate, and I appreciate them. And then I appreciate even like our relationship, cause it's pretty deep because a lot of times, I mean, I remember this picture that you had put up, and I love that picture. Actually, you probably don't even have it no more, but if you do, I want it. You had did like when we saw each other from over the years. You put the little picture from when we were kids in the backyard, and we were standing there with like I guess my arm was on your shoulder or something. Then you made a new one of us today. just like us, our relationship is really good. I mean, you get on my nerves and stuff
You get
like
on
that,
mine
but
too.
but everything's still cool,
Sure.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's everything cool.
But that's the thing. So Fat Man, if you're still on, just think about maybe you be the one who start a male bonding group amongst the male cousins. You have a lot of cousins. Concrete, this your cousin.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up with him because I ain't seen
Yeah, that's your
nobody in so
cousin
long.
Peanut son.
Oh,
Peanut.
okay. Okay. So we gotta get up, fat man. But
Okay,
but
cool.
also too, some of these days we need to have some of these young men on here and really talk to them because if there's nothing there for them to model after, that's just like
Right.
that's why we have Jesus that came, here on earth to give us a model of being humans. You see what I'm saying? We also need to have men out here showing young men how to be men. And then y'all women need to show these little girls out here how to be women because it's off the chain right now. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all saw this video I had sent y'all. There was a guy, he asking him, like, what are the roles? What is your role? He talking about what roles? What roles? You know what I mean? He was like, what? My wife, we've been married for 20 years. Like, man, you way off. You a beta you a beta. I'm telling you. And the thing is that he don't know the role of a husband, and he don't know. I'm sure his wife probably didn't know the role of how to be a wife. So
Nope.
the culture is so jacked up these days that we letting TV. Well, a lot of people are letting television raise them, and then you got all these people, these a lot of just people on television that are famous. You remember when we were coming up, people that were famous. We used to look up to them. I'm gonna go back. I really want to go back way further than that, but let's say Michael Jordan. You know how much inspiration he was to a lot of these other basketball players that came up. You see what I'm
Absolutely.
Sure,
saying?
sure.
So, but imagine all these people now that these young kids look up to, that are suffering from narcissism, that are suffering from some type of mental
Mm,
illness, and then and they married. And why do you think a
mm-hmm.
lot of these people get famous these days? You say, why are they famous? Because they loud they loud. They loud sometimes, just untamed. And but yet they make it on television. That's why, because the media hires people. They like weird people. And you have people that look up to them and they say, well, you know what? I want to be like her or him. And now we have birthed another little weird one. So that's how it goes sometimes, and it's sad. But Wendy was saying we should have a panel, and I agree with that. And like women, y'all gotta get it together, like seriously, because a lot of times the children are left with you guys, right? So what happens is that instead of being single, get back with your man or get a man and
Get
and
back
and be
with
a
my
family.
man.
I ain't
Get
talking
back with
about
my
you, cousin.
man.
No, no, not in your case. I'm talking about in like a
You know about
legitimate
my
case.
baby daddy? You talking about letting her go back with her baby daddy?
Oh, I don't know if that's what it is.
Oh,
Work it out. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is now you got too many broken families, and you got all these young men running around here wild, and it's nobody to tell them like, hey, chill. They don't want to listen to sometimes the older guys. They think they so backwards. Like we've been out here. It's a blessing to make it to 30, 40, 50 years old. They're not even making it to that.
But see, when we were out here, it was a whole different world. It was a lot more rules. There was honor between thieves. I mean, the streets were different. I mean, people actually fought people. People would actually fist fight people. Now people so quick to pick up a gun and kill somebody. It's like ridiculous. Like if people had to really fight like they did back in the day, I don't think a lot of these dudes would make it out here. I don't
Man,
think
I
they would.
saw I saw these two dudes fighting. I could have swore if their hair wasn't short, I would have thought it was two women because they don't know how to fight. Like they
they
don't
windmilling.
their stance wasn't right. Nothing was
Right,
right. They probably wasn't
right.
even breathing while they were swinging. They probably about to knock each other out, and neither one of them hit each other. They gonna knock themselves out because they wasn't breathing.
Now
You
I'm
see
gonna
what I'm
tell
saying?
you go back to the late '80s, early '90s, man. People was fighting for real. Like
Yeah, fist fighting.
whole neighborhood would fight other neighborhoods. I mean, it was serious. Like throwing
And that's
trash
another
cans
thing to
in
say.
people.
Yeah, the structure of the neighborhood has changed.
Yes,
Right,
big time.
right.
I remember
Cause
being
I'm
young. If I got in trouble, the lady down the street whooped my ass. She told my mother whooped my ass.
Yep.
So nowadays, it's like you got young men just disrespect the old people. I mean, we used to go to the store for them. We used to take care of the old people in the neighborhood.
Right.
Nowadays,
right,
it's like you say, like Bobby said, like everything has changed. We got no more male role models. So like now, you got a lot of like companies and social media that's feeding off of childhood traumas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you this guy
definitely.
who don't know how to be a man. I'm gonna basically make him the model of that. Now you got young men like Concrete said that's trying to be like them.
Yep.
So it's hard for like I said, I'm still a part of the in the middle of the young and the old generation. I'm only 37, so it's like a lot of that stuff is hard to. It's like some people it's easy to be led in the wrong. It's hard to lead them in the right because the wrong to them feels so safe. It feels so familiar. So we tell
Mm-hmm.
them that's wrong in their mind. It's like you try to tell them wrong.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to give you wisdom, knowledge of self, things like that. And people look at that as just maybe a gimmick or a scam. And you just trying
Right.
to preach to me. Yeah, I am. But I'm trying to open your mind to something different than what you know.
I'm trying to save you. I'm gonna tell you, man. Like
Yeah.
most people, most young men, either you gonna end up in a grave or you gonna end up in jail. I mean, let's be real. I mean,
And half
in
of them don't
jail,
care.
right? But jail ain't like it used to be. Like before, I mean, now they get all your social media stuff. I mean, they pulling everything. You was holding a gun in this picture. You was holding this money. You was with these people. Previously they didn't have all that. You go back to the '80s. Come on, man. I mean, they still were trying to find people fingerprints. Now they don't need it. You done flash your gun
Dudes
on
tell on
Instagram.
they tell on themselves all the time, all
Right,
day long, and it be the
right.
dumbest. Like a lot of times, let's say if I post something to sell, and I say I'm gonna sell this or whatever, and if on the marketplace, like you gotta watch what you selling. It be so many of these little dudes stand up there with guns, like I'm about to sell. You think I'm about to meet up with you and sell this? You see what I'm saying? Like I've been killed you, or you been had to kill me
Right.
over some little dumb thing, and you stand like people choose wisely. Look at their profile pictures and see if you even want to deal with them. You see what I'm saying? I
Right,
don't feel like
right,
fooling with
right,
no little rich homie Quans and all of those stuff trying to sell something.
right.
So I mean, it like I said, that's where like parents get your kids because they're gonna get out here and get killed or they're gonna kill somebody. And
So
it's
can I
just it's
say
ridiculous.
this?
Sure, cousin.
So let me say this from a professional standpoint. A lot of these kids are messed up because of the parents.
That's why I
I
said,
go
yeah.
through it all day long. I told Barty sometimes I can't even talk because I'm burnt out from the parents being. I could give you so many scenarios about parents. Listen, they we were talking about this today in a training I went to. How with their you can't even say boo to the kids. You can't have any authoritative figure. You can't say certain things. You can't. It's all this. You tiptoeing around the child. That child sit down somewhere. They're allowing them to have these strange behaviors, and it's okay. No, it's not okay. You acting like a cat and licking your paws in school. No, that's not. It's like stuff going on, but then you see the parents. I'm like, oh, well, I see why the child is off the chain, or they have issues, or they allowing you know kids to talk slick. Had a kid lay the daggone principal, and I'm standing there like, am I being punked today? I'm ready to go home. And the grandmother was like, yeah, you talk to my grandson. I allow him to talk back. I'm like, my grandmother would have snapped. Listen, that little short woman with my grandmother should hit you with that broom and snatch your lips off and give them back to you later on. And then your mama gonna when she come. Ain't nobody had time for that. But they allow giving them these cell phones. The little boy called his people. You're not supposed to use no cell phone in school, but they have so many um, things that we didn't have, and they're so spoiled nowadays with these phones. Or why you need a phone in first grade? I mean, really, that's craziness. And they calling, they doing all type of stuff. And the parents allow the children to disrespect educators. They allowed to disrespect other adults in stores. You see it, you go to the Walmart, it's like, Lord, I'm going to the house and do what you call that, delivery, Amazon. It'd be too much sometimes in these stores. The blatant disrespect. But we aren't training individuals to be respectful because we're allowing on social media, we're allowing disrespect of women or men disrespecting women. We're allowing that. They think that's cute, that's glorified. That's not how that should be. How am I going to walk as a woman if a man doesn't treat me like a woman? He treat me like another dude. Or these guys nowadays call me bro. I'm not no bro because I got a whole bunch of other shit. I'm not no bro.
Yeah, that
Hey,
shit is
Yeah,
weird to
bro.
me.
yeah, it's crazy, and like it was, sometimes you got to go back and look at. Remember the old sayings that we grew up with, like "you are what you eat" and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
or "it started. It starts at home." That
Mm-hmm.
stuff be so true to this day. You see what I'm saying? And like you said, it started at home. Like these people, and then you got the fathers. They try and be their sons' homeboys, and I mean they
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to. They don't
They
know.
smoke weed together
Yeah,
and drink
like ain't no
together. And,
way. Like, and then they gotta
man,
realize that their sons are a reflection of them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like my son wanted to start rapping, one of my sons, and I said, okay, that's cool as long as you don't curse or disrespect women. And to this day, he's holding
that's
that down to
that's
that.
good though. That's
Yeah,
good.
like I'm not like you're a reflection of me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I might say stuff, whatever, not like cursing and nothing like that, but I might say little crazy stuff, whatever, about women or whatever. But for the most part, I'm joking.
But you just have to look at what's the content in your music, and that's the biggest thing. Content.
Right.
If your content is all about F this B and that's the only content you got, I mean, is it really good music?
Nah, that
I
don't.
mean,
The cursing don't make it good music at all.
right. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, if I go back to, I grew up on that '90s rap, the
Mhm.
AZs, the Nas. Now, did they curse? They cursed, but it wasn't. It wasn't that deep. It wasn't every other word.
Right.
Their flows were good. I mean, they were talking about their life in New York.
Hmm.
I mean, and it was relevant. Now, I mean, popping pills and I don't want to hear none of that. Like
Right.
those are things that actually destroy our neighborhoods and our families. They
Right.
do. I mean,
And it's an
Like if you
influence.
think about the rap music back in the day, with like Nas and Wu Tang and them, a lot of they
oh
rap
yeah,
had a lot of messages in them. Like it's because
definitely.
of really them I got in contact with in tune with the five percenters of the gods and earth.
Mm,
Mhm.
And I started to read up on that and I really did that because or that culture of them. So nowadays you just hear nothing but just violence, violence, violence. There's no real message to the music.
Nah.
Like,
right.
yeah, I might say cuss you to catch your ear, but this message gonna come to you. Now I know I got your attention with the curse words. Now listen to this knowledge. And a lot of times that sticks with us. We can
Right.
be rapping it, and we didn't even notice what we reading and rapping until we hear it in a deeper way. Like they might go to church. Oh, I remember, Jay-Z said this about Christianity. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then it blends together and it opens your mind up. Now rap music is just about drugs, sex, and violence. I don't even like that. I still listen to Wu Tang to this day. I don't listen
Right.
to nothing new
Yeah, I'm stuck in the
because it's
90s.
annoying.
I'm
Me
stuck in
too.
the 90s myself, and that's where people really have to stop listening to it. Trust me, if the I'm trying to think of the word, but anyway, if it stopped being popular from people not listening to it, trust me, they're gonna stop making it, and these big labels are gonna stop pushing it because they need the next big thing so they can make some money. So a lot of people should stop supporting that music. Like I'm sick of seeing dudes 45, 50 years old dancing a Soldier Boy or any of these type of little dudes like that. First of all, these little dudes are not talking to us in that song. When we were younger and growing up, we were listening to music and the people were older than us and we were learning something. What you gonna learn from any of these little dudes?
I'm gonna tell you, when you throw on Wu Tang, when you throw on Cream, when you throw on Raekwon, Built for Cuban Links, when you listen to one song specifically that's pulling this one out, Heaven and Hell, where they're
Mhm.
talking about a lot of dudes in the hood don't believe in heaven because they live in hell. It's a message to it. Like, how can you see anything bigger than your walls around you? I mean, you live in something like you're living in the hood, you're living in the projects. How can you see anything bigger than that? But it is something out there bigger than that. So it's a message that you have to look deeper than what it is. Cream was definitely a great example of a song that had a message in it. I mean, it told you everything they were doing. Now it's just pill popping, doing this, bunch of women, bunch of strippers, which I mean really means nothing. I mean, it has
I'm
a
a,
catchy beat, and that's it. It's a lane for that. I
right.
mean, and that's
Okay.
all it is. I mean,
Well,
Right.
I'm gonna say this too. The thing that's sickening to me, seriously, and they think that all guys like it. As soon as when a lot of these women start hearing music, now they want to bend over and start twerking and all that stuff. Like that is so played out and old, and just leave it alone. I'm sick of the long lashes. I'm sick of the twerking. I'm sick of like. Why don't you act like a woman
right.
and maybe things will change? You see what I'm saying? Like that. Like it's played out. Leave it
The
alone.
BBLs. And,
Yeah, all that old crazy stuff, man. Like people, like my whole thing changed when it comes to women now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad to where I'm matured at right now. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
all that about your butt and all that old stuff. Remember, butt stink. You see what I'm saying? So stop, you know, putting your butt out all the time. Like that's the golden thing or whatever, you know. And it's sad because there's some women that so-called not that blessed with that, and they may feel some type of way, right? But that doesn't make a woman. A woman is a woman that's in a woman's, you know, frame and you know how she handles herself, how she uh works with her man. You see what I'm saying? All that other twerking and all that. Well, what? I mean, the first thing a dude is thinking is like, "Oh, I'll do that." So that's the energy you want. Then and then you get mad when the dude come with that energy. So I
All
don't
right.
know.
All right. So to wrap up for this evening, I'm going to ask our male panel a question. Give your brief answer so we can close out the show for this evening. So now that we've had all these great comments from our guests, because we call our individuals guests, our guest hosts, including Fat Man. So, male panel, and all the you all can also go into the chat, put your comments. Since you are males and you talk about having being these male role models to enhance the male population, what will you do now that you've been on the show and you've heard the questions, you've participated? What will you do to go back into your life and or your community to make sure that male progression movement is happening?
What the lemon else? I'll lotion it up real quick. Don't play with me.
I'm sorry, cousin. What would I do? You saying like what would like if I go back to the community and what would I preach to these young men? You saying
Or your own personal life. If you say you have males in your life,
right?
male cousins, male children, what are you now going to do now that you've heard it on the panel? You already know it was prevalent. Now that you've heard it, you've been on the panel today, and everybody across the board saying it's a needed enhancement in life. What are you personally going to do? Don't talk about it, be about it. What are you personally going to do in your life, whether with your family or the community, to enhance male development? We're going to say that.
Me
And I'm
personally,
gonna do what I continue doing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no,
Uncle.
go ahead, fat man.
Like me personally, I continue to talk to younger people than myself, and a lot of young men at work that I'm not gonna say look up to me, but maybe do see me as a big brother because they don't have big brothers themselves. So I'll make sure the way I walk and talk makes them look at me and say, kind of the type of man I want to grow to be. You know what I mean? So the positive image of an adult. I still had my 13-year-old son that was with me. So I have to continue to guide him into the right direction. So for me to do that, I have to also build myself. So I have to also keep on gaining wisdom and knowledge from things like this channel, and knowledge that I get from YouTube channels I watch, books I read, and things like that. So when you start with yourself, you got to really start with yourself, build yourself, and give that wisdom and knowledge to the young youth. Then we go from there. You got to plant the seed first and hope they grow. That's all we really can do.
Okay. Thank you, Fat Man. Baldy.
I agree with Fat Man, and definitely to add on to that, I'm definitely gonna keep in better contact with my cousins, my little cousins, my cousins that are closer in my age range. I have a cousin that's a couple years younger than me, and definitely he's called me previously and asked for advice, and I'll continue to be there for him. If he needs something, if he just wants to talk and kick back, definitely I'll be there. And any of my family members. I mean, but yeah, I mean, people that are younger than me at work, uh, I would definitely counsel them as well if they needed it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Baldy. Concrete.
Um, Me, I mean, I kind of lived that. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a lot of people in my life that I learned from. So I like to talk to the younger guys. You know what I mean? And I think most of them like talking to me as well. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it exciting, but also when you talk to them, it's gotta make sense. And it can't sound so technical to them. If you make it plain and simple, they'll listen. But I'm all for uh guys, walking in a straight line and being responsible. Even if they are not in a relationship, if they're at home and it's a lot of single moms out here, whatever, and they have young men, right? I encourage them to help your mom. You know what I mean? Step up and be that young man that will make your mom proud and even your father proud. Um, so that it's actually going to help you later in life. You see what I'm saying? Like I had a really good relationship with my mother when my father passed, right? So, but that being said, a lot of women out here need the help. If you're a young man, step up, take out the trash. If your mom is not feeling well, especially if you have a job, surprise her with something every now and then. You know what I mean? But when they don't realize that when they start doing like things like that, that will help them mature in life. So I mean, I'm always talking to younger men or whatever, and like I said, if you have sons, the guys that are on here, if you have sons, take a look at your sons today. They're not going to be perfect, but look at what kind of young men they are so far, and look at the job that you have done. And do you have more work? We always going to have more work to do when it comes to young men or our daughters. But stay working with them and keep talking to them and making sure they're walking up a straight line or a line as straight as possible. So that's what I do.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Thank you, Fat Man, for coming on to be a part of our
Thank
live
you.
panel this evening. Hopefully, we'll see you back
Everybody,
soon. So, thank you everyone for tuning in to YouTube Street Tactics Radio. This is Are You For Real Though Relationship Show, which happens on Friday evenings, 9:30 ish Eastern Standard Time, with DJ Concrete, myself, Sweet Mama G, and Baldy E. Please look out for our Monday Quickie show. Make sure you tune in on YouTube, Street Tactics Radio, like, click, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. Boom. So when we come on, you'll get a live notification that we are on. Get ready for our quickie show on Mondays at 7:30 ish on YouTube Street Tactics. come out, see if it's going to be a relationship show or a music review show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
And shout out to everybody who was in the comment section, everybody who was listening live. We really appreciate y'all. We here, like Cuzzy said, every week, and we're gonna build this thing, and we're gonna build each other up. So, um, we really appreciate y'all, and we will talk to y'all again on Monday.
See
Let's
y'all
get it.
Monday, 7:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.
Bye,
Good night.
Cuzzy. All right, Baldy. All right, Fat Man.
Bye,
All right.
cousins.
All
Bye,
right,
All right.
cool.
y'all.
All right, fat man. All right, sweet mama.
Bye, y'all.